Hello. Oh, not too bad. I had spent quite a bit of time trying to set up that other streaming software. I got most of the options set up, but when I actually tried to stream to YouTube, it was, I don't know, different. Well, I do like it. I do want to eventually figure it out, but I got all the sources set up and got them scaled all the way I wanted to with the different camera angles and the inputs, which I can't do everything I want to with the Logitech software. When I try to select the sources when I create the stream for YouTube, it doesn't want to find the software. It uses like a stream key, and it's like a whole different side of the software, which is, or the whole different side of YouTube, which I was having trouble navigating. So I said, screw it for tonight. Have you ever streamed? Nice. I suppose. Yeah. Nice. Okay, sure. Gotcha. That's one of the second step in this particular guide is to solder the limit switch on this L bracket here. Yeah, I don't know what my wife did with my labeler, so I'll have to label them when I ask her where it went. Indeed. No worries. Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time setting up the other software, so I definitely don't want to put that to waste. I just had to give up for the time being. What's that? Exactly. Ah. Sure. No, I forgot to put the soldering tip back on the soldering iron. Yeah. That's what pliers are for. What was the thing you were going to ask? Oh, yeah, this one right here. 0.2. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I don't really. If I were to design this myself, I would put some membranes in here at least. Mhm. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, you have a point. Yeah, I didn't really like the quality. I mean, it's kind of got a bit of a kind of glob in there. It's not horrible, but oh, I know what really got me with the other stream is that there was like a crap ton of lag in it, like something like 30 seconds or so, and it was bothering me. So that's why, yeah, that was the final straw. But also, like, I was getting really confused about the interface too. So I'll have to do some more reading. What's that? I'm gonna have to see if I can like set up a private stream where nobody gets any notifications for it. so I can actually sit here and play. You know what I mean? Interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, if you expand the window, so it's full screen, I think that would about do it. Yeah, I can. Yep, there it is. Yeah, no, that's kind of cool. That's weird. I only have somehow when I strip this wire, I cut off most of the conductors. It's whatever the white wire was that was on the bomb. It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty small. I did cut the wires an extra 20 millimeters, so I can afford to lose a little. Not too bad. Yeah, I bought another little camera for this, but if I wanna stream with the Logitech software, I can only have two sources, so I can't get. Yeah, if I could get three sources in the Logitech software, I'd probably just stick with it since it seems to work really nicely. But I can't, so. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, but found this is really nice. Um, uh, I think that's the text is backwards for you, but it's actually adhesive lined heat shrink. Yeah, I once I found this stuff, I've never gone back. You can get it off. It just takes a little work. It's not a lot of work. Um, just a little bit of patience to cut through it versus the regular stuff. But I tell you what, any application where you have flexing wires, it's well worth the potential issue of trying to get it off later on. Where the heck did I go with my sleeving? That's fine. Well, I closed. Yeah, I closed the stream for the time being, unless you wanted to show me something specific. So. Yeah, so mine right now is the Logitech software. Quarter-inch feel. Oh, they've certainly got a plethora of choices. Yeah, so I kind of think it sort of was working. I only streamed it for a few minutes to try to test it out, but you gotta like, they got like what a stream key you can generate, and then you put that into the software, and then it like, that's where it starts getting fuzzy, because it pulled up like a whole different browser, and I don't know, it was quickly becoming, or having an issue trying to figure out with the lag, and I didn't know if it was actually going to record it. I think it was actually going to just simply be a live stream with no record afterwards. The camera, I think that sounds about right. Now I can record it local, but I was just going to download them later off of YouTube and then create the, what do you call it? Time lapses. I've got a ton of the stuff that goes on the outside of the wires, but God only knows what I did with it. The stuff that was in the bomb isn't really small enough for these wires, so I was trying to find my small stuff. Hence the reason I disappeared off the camera. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see? Nice box of random goodies. Yeah, I got all this stuff back when I built the big box back in 2016, was it? Here we go. Yeah, I have, it's like a, well, like most things, it's a Prusa knockoff. It was back in 2014 is when I got my first printer. So I was a little late to the game, but not horribly so. I just mean, like, you know, I didn't ride the wave of the first generation guys. I couldn't afford a 3D printer back then. My buddy actually built one of the really early printers. It was like, I think he put over $1,000 in it, and thing printed like absolute garbage. Well, 2009, that's damn near the beginning. Discord can, I was going to say, Discord can take a few different sources, but yeah, this software is definitely a little different than some of the other ones. So. Are you starting your build? Yeah, I do that enough. I completely understand. In my last job, I was in Belgium. Well, maybe not in my last job, but recently. Tell you what, I really like Belgium. I wouldn't mind spending some more time there. People there are fantastic, and so are the cities. I'd never been to Europe before, so that was a great experience. One, this is the only. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Are you trying to use the OBS Studio, or are you just? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I was streaming it to Discord, I was doing it with the Logitech software. So, oh, the software, it's Logitech Capture. Yeah, when I did it with, like I said, I'm not sure. When I did it with Discord, I did it with the straight from the software. So, did you just go live? I heard a sound. Mm-hmm. Didn't realize I was going to be making a cable today. Oh, I don't mind it. I just didn't really feel like doing it tonight, but I just wanted to build. Oh well. Yeah. It's amazing how you can lose things without even moving. I wonder how much this bag of connectors is worth that Duet sends with the boards. I just know, like, if you try to buy a bag of like microfit connectors, they're pricey. I suppose these aren't quite as fancy as microfit connectors, like the 3.0 Molex microfit. I have a kit of those that I was using on my big box. Oh, neat. Oh, what's this little washer from? Okay. Now, where did I put my crimpers? Yeah, I would have had all this stuff out had I realized that I was going to be using it. Aha, there you are. It's amazing how many different kinds of crimpers I have. Just from where I'm sitting, I can see three. All perform different functions. Blood cramps. Probably know what you're. If, gotcha. How is that even possible? There we go. Crap. Which way do these pins slide in? There we go. Huh, sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to be doing this under the camera. No, this won't be one of my better streams. Oh well. Do you always use your hot air station to heat shrink, or do you use a soldering iron like this sometimes? Yeah, my station has a heat gun, but usually I'm lazy and I just use the soldering iron. Might not be quite as efficient, but it works. There we go. One prox cable. I had any criticism of the design, I guess, it would be the fact that he chose to use so many different sizes of bolts. I feel like with a little bit of tweaking of the models, you could have got it down to fewer sizes, you know, because you got like 6, 8, 10, 12. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's what's that? Oh, I was just saying, like, it's not like a major criticism or anything like that, but if I was going to say I had any, it would be just the fact that he used so many different size bolts. You know, like, why do we need a 6, an 8, and a 10? You know, I feel like you could at least have chosen to drop, like, say, the 8 or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't really see that as an issue. Especially this one, like what I'm putting in right now, could have easily been a 10. In fact, I feel like I would have been more comfortable putting a 10 in here. Yeah, that. Oh shoot, I keep forgetting to do it on camera. I think I have the window covering up that area. Yeah, with the screw threads going right into the plastic instead of into, you know, something more substantial. I feel like it would have been better to put more threads in it, but oh well. Still works pretty good. Well, that actually fits in there really nicely. Oh, 25. Then again, I mean, if you're buying all the parts, does it really hurt to add a couple different extra sizes of bolts? I guess when you look at it that way, it's not such a big deal after all. What was that? You kind of broke up and cut out all completely. I'm sorry, lining what? Yeah. They didn't really leave a whole lot of extra space there. I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, I don't plan on staying up super late myself. I was really hoping to get a lot more done tonight, but after screwing around with the stream for so long, I really didn't get very far. I'm actually having to put this set screw in from the other side and then turning it backwards because of there's some plastic gunk that kind of deep down in the hole that was preventing me from bringing it in straight. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, when I went backwards with the set screw, it actually worked perfectly. Oh wow, you just seen that part of the video? There is, I guess, lag that I wasn't aware of because oh no, demonetize it from my one my one subscriber. True, I do have 8, but I have only you watching the stream, I believe. Give me a super quick reminder of what that was. My memory is like a goldfish. Oh, yes, of this pulley right here. Yeah, I'll bring that up with him. True. Yeah, it'll definitely be important to add a note for that. Let me write this down real quick because I'm notoriously have a bad memory. So bulge, print orientation, bolt sizes. Yeah, I mean, it's not a super big deal. I just find it a little bit odd. Like I tried, it's a 3D printed part. If it requires just a hair of extra plastic to make like one bolt size work, then I usually go for it. You know what I mean? Uh, where did those little plates come from? Reinforced pulley reinforcement plate for motor. Huh. Oh, I have that apparently right here. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I bought this Delrin kit before I was even planning on building a Jubilee. I was going to originally I was working on an upgrade to my big box, and it was becoming an entirely new printer all by itself. And then I got to the point where it's like, why would I want to take apart my big box just to grab the electronics from it and maybe the stepper motors? I'm ditching everything else. So I was kind of like, well, I guess I'll just do a new printer. And then I'm like, well, Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, it's like, well, if I'm going to do a new printer, why am I designing it myself when the Jubilee exists at this point? Of course, I started it before the Jubilee existed, but I'm just work really slow. Oh, Logitech Capture, yeah. Yeah, the only downside, I wish you could get one more source so you could have two camera angles and like a web page. That's my only downside to the software, because it forces me to either have one camera angle and a web page or two camera angles and no web page, unless I wanted to change the sources manually all the time, which would be annoying to say the least. What I could probably do is kind of like what I did before, just stream one of the webcams to a web page. But when I do that, it does tax the system quite a bit more than if I was doing it with the Logitech software to begin with. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For the Logitech software? Huh, I don't remember doing that. But that was a few days ago, and we already talked about how good my memory is. Yeah. I really need to stop pulling what I'm doing off camera. I am really bad about that today. You know, I really probably won't. As soon as I finish this little piece that I'm working on, wow, that's brilliant. As soon as I finish this little piece that I'm working on right now, I think I'm gonna be right behind you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, poop. There's more steps between where I'm at and where I need to go. I just wanted to screw it. I'll do it anyway. Yep. You have a good night too.